right, horror fans, buckle up. We are diving deep today into your sources for a 2024 horror movie roundup.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
You guys gave us two pretty juicy videos from the YouTube channel Possessed by Horror.
Okay.
One that kind of dissects the theatrical releases this year,
Yeah.
and then another one that explores the independent and streaming scene.
Nice. So like the full spectrum.
Yeah. So get ready to build that ultimate spooky watch list, folks.
Let's see what treasures we can unearth from these reviews.
Okay, so first off, this reviewer is not one to like throw around praise lightly.
Okay.
So when I saw they gave 7 5-star ratings,
wow,
my jaw hit the floor.
7.
That's a lot.
Yeah, does that make you more excited to dive in or a little skeptical?
I think it's very interesting. I mean, 7 is an unusually high number of top ratings. So does that signal a truly stellar year for horror?
Yeah.
Or did the reviewer's criteria change?
Ooh.
Either way, it really sets the stage
Yeah.
for a fascinating discussion about
Subjective taste, even among, experienced critics.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with those big screen behemoths,
Okay.
the ones that hit theaters.
Right.
First up is Night Swim,
Okay.
a collaboration between Blumhouse and James Wan.
Big names.
Big names, big budget, and a big disappointment.
Apparently, so at least for the reviewer, they did say that it was
really?
technically proficient,
Huh.
but ultimately laughably bad.
Oh, wow.
Which makes you wonder how such a talented team, known for delivering chills, ended up with such a lukewarm reception.
Exactly. Like, what went wrong in the process there?
Right.
Next, we have Lisa Frankenstein,
Okay.
a rom-com horror mashup.
Interesting.
80s fashion reanimated corpses, maybe some awkward first dates. I don't know.
Sounds like a unique blend of genres for sure.
Yeah, color me intrigued.
The reviewer found it surprisingly entertaining.
Really?
Especially for its visuals.
Okay.
And its humor. Might not be for everyone.
Sure.
But it sounds like a refreshing departure.
Yeah.
From the typical horror formula.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Love Lies Bleeding is next.
Okay.
And this one's got me fired up.
Right.
The reviewer considers it a horror film, even though it's technically a thriller. I love it when genres collide.
Yeah. I think it's a good reminder that categories can be fluid.
Yeah.
And a film's impact can often transcend labels.
Absolutely.
The reviewer did praise Love Lies Bleeding for its dark, suspenseful atmosphere and strong performances.
Okay.
So it sounds like a must-watch.
Yeah.
For fans of intense, character-driven stories, regardless of genre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have Immaculate.
Okay.
A religious horror film.
Right.
That apparently had the reviewer in tears.
Oh, wow.
Now that's saying something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the film explores some heavy themes, faith, isolation, corruption.
Wow.
All within a secluded convent setting.
Ooh, okay.
It's not surprising it evoked a strong emotional response.
For sure.
The reviewer really singled out Sydney Sweeney's performance as particularly impactful.
All right, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Late Night with the Devil caught my attention because the reviewer emphasized how much the packed theater experience enhanced the viewing.
Okay.
It makes you think about how shared fear can amplify a film's intensity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a certain energy, a collective vulnerability.
Yeah.
When you watch a horror film with a crowd,
it's
like the fear becomes contagious.
Wow.
It feeds off the reactions of those around you.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Speaking of shared experiences, prequels can be tricky.
Oh, yeah, they can be.
But The First Omen seems to have bucked the trend.
Okay.
The reviewer calls it visually stunning.
Wow.
And a worthy addition to the franchise.
It is impressive when a prequel manages to stand on its own.
Yeah.
While also enriching the existing mythology.
Oh, exactly.
The reviewer praised the film's 70s-inspired cinematography.
Okay.
And Nell Tiger Free's captivating performance.
Cool.
Sounds like a prequel done right.
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
Now for a bit of a head-scratcher.
Okay.
Abigail.
All right.
A vampire film where the marketing spoiled the big twist.
Oh, no.
Does knowing the secret ruin the suspense?
It's definitely a risk, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the element of surprise is often so crucial in horror.
Yeah.
Revealing a key plot point beforehand can definitely diminish the impact.
For sure.
But you never know.
Yeah.
A well-crafted film can still deliver on other fronts.
Right.
Atmosphere, character development, even the execution of the twist itself.
True. Yeah. We'll have to see.
We'll see.
Next up is tarot,
Okay.
which the reviewer describes as their guilty pleasure.
Right.
Cheesy over the top, perfect for a party or background noise.
Sometimes you just need a fun, mindless horror flick.
Yeah.
And it sounds like tarot fits the bill.
Totally.
The reviewer said they enjoyed the film's outlandish monster designs.
Okay.
And campy energy.
All right.
It's a reminder that horror can be entertaining.
Yeah.
Even when it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Absolutely.
Okay.
In a Violent Nature sounds like a wild ride.
Okay.
Experimental, polarizing.
Interesting.
And shot entirely from the killer's perspective.
Ooh.
Definitely not for the faint of heart.
It's a bold choice.
Yeah.
Forcing the viewer to confront the violence and motivations of the antagonist.
Right.
Head on.
Wow.
It sounds like a film that will stay with you.
Yeah.
But it definitely demands a certain tolerance for unconventional storytelling.
For sure.
Yeah.
On the other end of the spectrum, we have The Watchers.
Okay.
A film that failed to capitalize on its intriguing premise, both as a book and a movie.
Interesting.
Goes to show that adapting a good concept is easier said than done.
Adaptation is a complex process.
Yeah.
You have to consider what works in one medium versus another.
Right.
Sometimes even the most promising ideas just struggle to translate effectively to the screen.
A Quiet Place Day One caught my eye because the reviewer mentioned that each film in the franchise represents a different genre.
Huh.
And this one leans heavily into emotional drama.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's a cool approach to franchise filmmaking.
Yeah.
Keeps things fresh by exploring, different facets of the world they've created.
Right.
In this case, focusing on the emotional drama.
Yeah.
Allows for deeper exploration of the characters' responses to the alien invasion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ugh, Maxine. The 80s slasher prequel apparently felt like a cash grab.
Oh.
Does that happen a lot in horror, do you think?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Horror, like any genre,
right,
can be susceptible to sequels and prequels that prioritize, financial gain over artistic integrity.
It's always disappointing when a film fails to live up to the legacy of its predecessors.
For sure.
Now for a film that did live up to the hype, Alien Romulus.
Right.
The reviewer considers it one of the best in the franchise.
Wow.
Despite some controversy surrounding the use of AI.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the use of AI in art is such a complex and evolving issue.
It is.
While some may have reservations about its inclusion in Alien Romulus, the reviewer felt that the film's strengths outweighed any concerns.
Okay.
So it sounds like a thrilling addition to the franchise.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah.
And finally, we have Afraid.
Okay.
The only state film on this list
that
the reviewer outright advises people to avoid.
Wow. That's a strong statement.
Better.
Especially considering the film's impressive cast.
Yeah.
It suggests that the film's flaws were significant enough to overshadow any potential redeeming qualities.
Now let's shift gears and explore those independent and streaming releases. Are you ready to venture into the unknown?
Always. I mean, the independent horror scene often yields some of the most innovative and thought-provoking films.
Right.
I'm really eager to see what gems we uncover.
I am too.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
First up is Mads.
Okay.
A French film described as a one-take, drug-fueled adventure.
Wow.
With a surprising genre twist.
Okay.
The reviewer was deliberately vague.
Oh, really?
About the detail, which only makes me more curious.
I mean, that's the beauty of a well-crafted mystery.
Right. Yeah.
Right? It leaves you wanting more, eager to unravel those secrets for yourself.
Totally.
Sounds like Mads is going to keep you guessing until the very end.
Then we have Red Rooms.
Okay.
A French-Canadian film that was the reviewer's favorite from this batch.
Oh, wow.
A slow burn thriller about a woman fixated on a serial killer case.
Ooh.
Sounds intense.
The reviewer was just captivated by the film's tension-filled atmosphere.
Okay.
And its exploration of obsession.
Oh, wow.
It sounds like a film that will stay with you long after the credits roll.
Yeah.
Prompting reflection on the nature of truth, justice, the human psyche.
Intriguing. That's a bit.
Don't Move sounds like a nail-biter.
Okay.
A paralyzed woman versus a killer.
Oh, wow.
But the reviewer found it predictable.
Oh, no. What a bummer.
What do you think is the key to making a premise like that
I know.
truly work?
Right.
Because it sounds so good.
Yeah.
on paper.
It does.
I think originality is crucial.
Yeah.
Especially in a thriller with such a high-stakes premise.
Right.
It sounds like Don't Move kind of fell into some familiar tropes.
Yeah.
And failed to really surprise or truly engage the viewer.
Yeah. Maybe we've just seen that one too many times.
Right.
The Platform 2.
Okay.
The sequel to the acclaimed dystopian thriller managed to be different enough to satisfy.
Oh, okay.
Sequels often face an uphill battle, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sequels are almost always judged more harshly than their predecessors.
Right.
You know, audiences have these preconceived notions and expectations that can be difficult to meet or surpass.
Yeah.
It seems that the Platform 2 did manage to introduce enough new elements and twists to avoid feeling like just a rehash of the original.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the main event.
Okay.
The best and worst of the year.
All right, let's do it.
The reviewer didn't hold back on their opinions.
Oh, no.
Let's start with the cinematic dumpster fires. Yeah, go for it.
The reviewer's harshest criticism was reserved for Afraid, a film we've already discussed.
Right.
Its inclusion here.
Yeah.
As the worst of the worst really speaks volumes.
Wow, they hated it that much.
It seems so.
Oh.
The reviewer found it utterly lacking in merit.
Oh, geez.
Criticizing the writing, the dialogue, the overall execution.
Yeah, it's a reminder that even with a talented cast,
a film can fall flat without a solid foundation.
Right.
Imaginary.
Right.
The killer teddy bear flick also landed on the naughty list.
Oh, man.
What happened there?
The reviewer found it cliched and poorly written, suggesting that even within, the well-trodden territory of killer toys, the film just failed to offer anything fresh or compelling.
And then there's The Strangers, Chapter 1.
Okay.
Apparently it features some of the worst character decisions ever.
Oh, my gosh.
Ouch.
The reviewer felt that the film relied on intentionally dumb characters, making these illogical choices, a trope that they believe horror has moved beyond.
Interesting.
It's a valid criticism. Yeah. Audiences today, crave intelligent, well-developed characters who make believable decisions even within the heightened reality of a horror film.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, enough negativity.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's bask in the glow of those glorious 5-star films. All right, let's do it.
Topping the list is Millen Serial.
Okay.
The best found footage of the year.
Wow.
And it's free on YouTube. Sign me up.
You know what this film is a testament to?
What's that?
The fact that sometimes the most compelling horror stories can be found in these unexpected places.
I like it.
Yeah. The reviewer praised its pacing, its intensity, its ability to surprise.
Nice.
It's a reminder that low-budget filmmaking can still deliver exceptional results.
Okay, love that. The one-take French film makes another appearance, solidifying its place as a must-watch.
The reviewer highlighted the film's disturbing realism.
Okay.
And its ability to create a sense of unease through that unique filming style.
Right.
It's a film that really pushes boundaries.
Yeah.
Challenging viewers to confront their own fears and anxieties.
Smile 2 exceeded expectations.
Wow.
Surpassing the original in scares and originality.
Okay.
Take that sequel stigma.
It's so refreshing to see a sequel that builds upon its predecessor.
Yeah.
Offering something new and exciting.
Right.
While remaining true to the spirit of the original.
Yeah.
The reviewer found Smile 2 genuinely terrifying.
Oh, wow.
Suggesting that it succeeds in elevating the scares and expanding the mythology of the first film.
Love Lies Bleeding gets another shout out.
Okay.
Proving that romance and horror can indeed coexist.
It's a film that really demonstrates that genre boundaries can be fluid.
Right.
Allowing for unexpected and compelling combinations.
Sure.
In this case, the romance element adds depth and complexity to the horror.
Okay.
Creating a story that resonates on multiple levels.
I like it.
Yeah.
The First Omen, the visually stunning prequel, also deserves its place among the year's best.
This film is a prime example of a prequel done right.
Right.
Enhancing the existing lore without feeling derivative. The reviewer praised its artistic merit.
Yeah.
And Nell Tiger Free's exceptional performance.
Okay.
Suggesting that it transcends its prequel status to become a compelling standalone film.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, Cuckoo is next.
Okay.
And apparently, it's the most original horror of 2024.
Wow.
Even if it's divisive.
Yeah. Originality in horror is both a blessing and a curse.
Interesting.
It can lead to groundbreaking and unforgettable experiences.
Right.
But it also carries the risk of alienating viewers who prefer more familiar tropes.
Right.
Cuckoo seems to fall into that category.
Okay.
Offering a unique and unsettling vision that won't appeal to everyone.
Alien Romulus makes another appearance, solidifying its status as a horror masterpiece.
This film successfully combines the action and suspense of the Alien franchise with genuinely terrifying horror elements, creating a thrilling and unforgettable cinematic experience.
Love it.
Yeah.
Red Rooms, the slow burn thriller that had us all on the edge of our seats, also earns a well-deserved spot on the list.
This film's strength lies in its ability to build tension gradually, drawing the viewer into its unsettling world and just leaving a lasting impression.
Yeah.
It's a testament to the power of atmosphere
For sure.
and character development in creating a truly haunting experience.
Longlegs.
Yeah.
The disturbing Nicolas Cage vehicle rounds out the top 10.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
Sometimes a film's impact can be attributed to a single, unforgettable performance.
Right.
In this case, Nicolas Cage's portrayal of the killer elevates Longlegs to a level of disturbing intensity.
Oh, wow.
That will stay with viewers long after the credits roll.
All right, I am definitely adding that to the watch list.
Yeah.
And finally, The Substance takes the crown as the best movie of 2024.
This film seems to have really struck a chord with the reviewer, evoking a full spectrum of emotions and showcasing this exceptional body horror.
Okay.
It's a film that lingers in the mind, prompting reflection, challenging viewers to confront the darker aspects of human nature.
What stood out to you about The Substance? Yeah, it's fascinating how they were so deeply affected by it. Like, they even mention a visceral reaction during the viewing.
Right.
It sounds like it really got under their skin.
Yeah, what struck them was the idea that it evokes like a full spectrum of emotions.
Right.
Not just, your typical horror fare of fear and disgust.
Yeah.
And despite those disturbing body horror elements, the reviewer considers it a must-watch.
Yeah.
It seems like The Substance really delves into the human condition, exploring our anxieties about aging, the lengths we go to for eternal youth.
Yeah.
What do you find most compelling about it?
I think I'm with you there. Like, it's not just about the scares.
Yeah.
It's about those deeper themes and questions it raises.
Right, exactly.
Okay, before we get too caught up in The Substance, though, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From big budget spectacles like Alien Romulus to the more intimate terror of Red Rooms.
Right.
What trends or patterns have you noticed in the films that have caught your attention?
It's interesting how many of these top-rated films, like Cuckoo and Mads, really seem to push boundaries.
Yeah.
Experiment with unconventional storytelling.
Yeah.
It suggests that audiences are really craving something new, something challenging, something that goes beyond the familiar tropes of the genre.
I think so, too. What do you think?
Yeah.
Is originality becoming increasingly important in horror cinema?
I think it's definitely a factor.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just rehash the same old formulas anymore.
Right.
Audiences are savvy.
They are.
We're looking for films that surprise them, challenge them, and stay with them long after the credits roll.
The reviewers seem to prioritize originality in their selections.
Yeah.
But they also acknowledge that taste is subjective.
Right.
What one person finds groundbreaking, another might find off-putting.
Absolutely.
Ultimately, the most important thing is to find the films that resonate with you personally.
Right.
What criteria will you use to curate your own horror watch list?
Well, I think a healthy mix of critical acclaim, personal recommendations, and gut instinct is always a good starting point.
It is.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to venture outside your comfort zone.
Right.
You never know what hidden gems you might discover lurking in the shadows.
I love that.
Of the horror landscape.
That's such a great point. It's all about finding those films that speak to you on a personal level.
Right.
Even if they're not universally acclaimed.
Exactly.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the one to champion a hidden gem and introduce it to a wider audience.
Right.
I love that about the horror community. There's always a sense of discovery and shared passion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a genre that thrives on word-of-mouth recommendations, passionate discussions.
Yeah.
And speaking of passion,
yeah,
I think it's worth highlighting that while originality seems to be a recurring theme this year, there's also a clear appreciation for films that deliver on a visceral level, like Smile 2 and Longlegs.
Right.
They may not be reinventing the wheel, but they offer those intense, unforgettable experiences that horror fans crave.
It's like that perfect balance between pushing boundaries and delivering those satisfying scares.
Exactly.
And I think that's what makes the substance so intriguing.
Right.
It seems to be doing both.
Yeah.
It's thought-provoking, A&Z, viscerally disturbing.
It is.
Which is a potent combination.
Very potent.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like a film that will stick with you long after the credits roll.
And that's ultimately what we're looking for in great horror, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Those films that haunt our thoughts, spark conversations, and maybe even make us look at the world a little differently.
A little differently.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the year's horror offerings, I'm curious, what's your biggest takeaway? What will you be pondering as you build your own watch list?
For me, it's a reminder that horror is a genre.
Yeah.
With endless possibilities.
It is.
It can be experimental. It can be nostalgic. It can be thought-provoking.
Yeah.
It can be purely visceral.
Yeah.
The key is to stay open to new experiences and trust your gut when it comes to choosing what to watch.
Couldn't agree more. So there you have it, horror fans.
Yeah.
We've journeyed through the highs and lows of 2024's cinematic offerings.
We have.
From the sublime to the downright terrifying.
It's been quite a ride.
It has.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn.
Yes.
Grab your popcorn, dim the lights, and prepare to be entertained, challenged,
yes,
and maybe even a little bit scared.
A little bit.
Happy viewing.